You see, young ones, life isn't about waiting for everything to fall into place. It's about taking control, not just of your actions, but of your mind. I've walked many miles, seen many seasons change, and let me tell you, it's not always the big decisions that determine your path. It's the small, daily choices, the discipline you show when no one is watching. I know what you're thinking. You've heard people say, just push through, or stay focused, and everything will work out. But here's the hard truth they won't tell you. The road to true change isn't easy, and it's certainly not instant. There's no magic button you can press, no shortcut to success. But if you're willing to work at it, slowly but surely, the change will come. The secret? Self-discipline. It's the quiet strength that keeps you moving forward when the world feels like it's against you. Now, I know you're probably thinking, self-discipline? Isn't that just about sticking to a schedule or forcing yourself to do what you don't want to do? Well, yes and no. Let me explain. Self-discipline is more than just doing what's hard. It's about making choices that align with the person you want to become, not the person your emotions or momentary desires tell you to be. It's about understanding that the choices you make today, no matter how small, build the life you live tomorrow. Take a moment to think about it. The successful people you admire, the ones who seem to have it all together, do you think they just got lucky? Or do you think they've cultivated self-discipline over time? They've developed the ability to delay gratification, to resist the temptation of the easy way out. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We live in a world that's fast, that wants everything now. Social media, instant messages, quick fixes. We're surrounded by things that encourage us to seek pleasure, rewards, and success without effort. But here's the problem. True fulfillment, real success, doesn't come from quick fixes. It comes from consistent effort, from doing what's hard day after day, and that takes self-discipline. So, let's talk about how to build it. When I was younger, I didn't understand the power of self-discipline. I thought it was something for the strict, the organized, or the people who didn't enjoy life. I was wrong. Self-discipline is not about denying yourself pleasure. It's about choosing what brings you true fulfillment over what brings you temporary satisfaction. It's about doing what's right, even when it's hard. And when you start living with this mindset, something incredible happens. Your life starts to change in ways you never imagined. So, where do we begin? The first step in mastering self-discipline is understanding that it's not a one-time thing. It's not something you simply have or don't have. It's a skill that you build over time. Just like muscle, the more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. But here's the catch. You have to start small. Don't try to change everything all at once. Start with one habit, one small change, and focus on that. For example, if you're trying to get more productive, don't start by overhauling your entire day. Start with a simple rule. Make your bed every morning. It might seem trivial, but it's a small act of discipline that sets the tone for the rest of your day. And it works. Trust me, I've seen it time and time again. You accomplish something before your day even begins, and that simple win will snowball into bigger achievements. You see, self-discipline is not about being perfect. It's about consistency. It's about choosing to do what you know is right, even when it's inconvenient. It's about creating habits that serve your goals, your future. And when you do this, over time, you'll find that your ability to stay focused, to avoid distractions, and to keep going even when it's tough will grow. You'll start to see progress in areas of your life you never thought possible. But let me tell you, it's not all smooth sailing. There will be days when you don't want to get up, when you want to hit snooze on your alarm, when you'll feel like giving up. That's when your true self-discipline will be tested. And that's when you have to make a decision. Will you let your emotions, your comfort dictate your actions? Or will you push through, doing what's hard because you know it's the right thing to do? Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, but I'm not like that. I don't have the willpower to stick to a routine. I hear you, but I'm here to tell you that willpower isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop. And the key to developing it is in making small, consistent choices that align with your goals. Let's talk about temptation for a moment. Temptation is everywhere, trying to pull you off track. Maybe it's that extra slice of cake when you're trying to lose weight, or the late-night scroll on your phone when you should be getting some sleep. It's easy to give in. But here's the thing. Every time you give in to temptation, you weaken your self-discipline muscle. You make it harder to resist next time. Instead, what if you chose to resist just once? What if you told yourself, not today, when that temptation popped up? You'd be surprised at how powerful that simple act of resistance can be. And over time, as you build these small victories, your self-discipline will grow stronger. You'll start to feel more in control, more confident in your ability to stick to your goals. But here's something else I've learned along the way. Self-discipline is not just about saying no. It's also about saying yes to the right things. It's about choosing the habits, the routines, the people that will help you grow. It's about prioritizing what truly matters in your life. So, what are the things you need to say yes to? Maybe it's getting up early to work on your personal projects before the world wakes up. Maybe it's reading that book, learning that new skill, or investing in your health. Saying yes to these things requires discipline. It requires you to make choices that might not give you instant gratification, but will pay off in the long run. And don't let anyone tell you that you need to be perfect. Perfection is a myth, and it's not the goal. The goal is progress. Every day, you get better. Every day you get closer to becoming the person you want to be. And that, my friend, is worth the effort. But I want to leave you with this final thought. Remember, self-discipline isn't just about what you do. It's about who you become. It's about shaping your character, developing your inner strength, and becoming someone who doesn't just react to life, but who takes life by the reins. And when you master self-discipline, you master yourself. And when you master yourself, there's nothing you can't achieve. Now, I know some of you may feel like this journey of self-discipline is too hard. You might feel like you've tried and failed in the past, and that discouragement is creeping in. But listen, let me tell you this. Failure isn't the end. It's part of the process. Every time you fail, you gain more wisdom about yourself, your habits, and the things that are holding you back. In fact, some of the most disciplined people I know have failed countless times before they succeeded. The key is never giving up. I remember a time when I struggled with the same thing. I was always trying to stick to a schedule, to be productive, but it felt like I was constantly falling short. I'd wake up with big plans, and by noon I'd be distracted, procrastinating, or simply overwhelmed. But instead of beating myself up over it, I took a step back and evaluated my habits. I asked myself, what is it that I truly want to achieve? And once I had clarity on that, I knew I had to change the way I approached each day. Here's what I learned. Self-discipline isn't just about forcing yourself to do things. It's about aligning your actions with your values and your long-term goals. When you know why you're doing something, when you have a clear vision, your discipline becomes effortless. It no longer feels like a battle. Instead, it becomes an ongoing process of choice, where you pick what is best for your future, rather than what's easiest in the moment. So I challenge you, start by identifying what really matters to you. What are your core values? What do you want to achieve? Because once you get clear on these things, self-discipline becomes much easier. It's like having a compass. When you know where you're going, every decision you make can help you get there. But it's not just about your goals. Self-discipline is also about respect. Respect for yourself and for others. It's about understanding that the way you treat yourself, the promises you keep, and the habits you form are all reflections of how much you value who you are and what you stand for. You can't expect the world to respect you if you don't respect yourself first. And self-respect starts with self-discipline. Now, let's talk about something that often trips people up when it comes to building self-discipline. Distractions. Distractions are everywhere, and they are one of the biggest obstacles to mastering self-discipline. It's so easy to get sidetracked by social media, a never-ending stream of notifications, or just the pull of something more fun than the hard work in front of you. But here's a truth I've learned. Distractions are simply a form of avoidance. When we distract ourselves, it's often because we don't want to face something difficult or uncomfortable. We might be avoiding the hard work, the growth, or the challenges that lie ahead. But if you want to build real discipline, you must learn to face those uncomfortable moments head on. One of the most powerful things you can do is create an environment that minimizes distractions. Whether that's turning off notifications on your phone, setting up a designated space for work, or simply creating a routine that doesn't give room for temptation. You have the power to shape your environment to support your self-discipline. But it's not just about creating the right environment. It's also about managing your energy. You see, self-discipline is closely tied to your physical and mental well-being. If you're tired, burned out, or not taking care of your body, your ability to be disciplined will suffer. That's why it's so important to prioritize your health, get enough sleep, eat well, and make time for exercise. When you're physically healthy, your mind will be sharper, and your self-discipline will improve. Another key factor in mastering self-discipline is accountability. It's one thing to set a goal for yourself, but when you have someone else to answer to, a mentor, a friend, or even a community, it makes all the difference. Accountability keeps you on track. It pushes you to show up even when you don't feel like it. And let me tell you, I've seen firsthand how having someone to hold you accountable can transform your progress. But I'll be honest with you, there will still be times when you'll feel like giving up. There will be days when you want to quit, when the temptation to take the easy way out seems too strong. And in those moments, you'll have to dig deep. You'll have to remind yourself why you started this journey in the first place. And you'll have to make a conscious choice to push through, to take that next step, no matter how small. So, what's the secret to overcoming those moments? It's about developing resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after setbacks, to stay strong in the face of adversity, and to keep moving forward when things get tough. And resilience comes from consistently practicing self-discipline. The more you stick to your commitments, the stronger your resilience becomes. It's like a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets. But don't just take my word for it. Look at anyone who's achieved great things in life. They didn't get there by accident. They got there because they built self-discipline. Step by step, habit by habit, day by day. They didn't wait for motivation to strike. They created their own motivation through action. And that's what you can do too. Now, let me remind you, self-discipline is a lifelong practice. It's not something that happens overnight, but the more you practice it, the easier it becomes. The more you make it a part of your life, the more natural it feels. And the more you see the results in your health, your career, your relationships, and your personal growth, the more you'll realize that self-discipline is the key to unlocking your true potential. So, as you move forward, remember that every choice matters. Every action you take is either moving you closer to your goals or pulling you further away. And when you choose to live with self-discipline, you choose a life of freedom. Freedom from procrastination, from distractions, from the feeling of being out of control. You take back the reins of your life, and you start steering it in the direction you want it to go. And always remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about progress. Every day is an opportunity to do better, to be better. And as long as you're moving forward, even a little at a time, you're on the right track. Before you go, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more timeless wisdom that you can apply to your everyday life. Take care of yourselves, keep striving for your best self, and remember, with self-discipline, anything is possible.